I used to think that every drawing needs to outdo the last one that I made, and that I had to put my all into everything I drew so that I could prove to myself that I had amazing skills. Hi, I'm Starfy, and I just got these ohuhu fineliners. They were $15 from michaels.com in case you wanted to try them out for yourself. Let's see what they can do. So, fun fact, I actually have a love-hate relationship with fineliners. I think they can really make or break my drawings. I felt like buying this set would encourage me to experiment and have fun with art, but I still find myself intimidated by the idea of finelining my pretty sketches. Shortly after I got them, I was so excited to see what they could do, and I started finelining a small character I drew. And I think the liner was maybe too thick for the small details, so I essentially ruined my pencil drawing by trying to fine line it. So I was like, maybe for this video, instead of risking one of my pencil sketches, I'll just draw directly with fine liner, which that idea was also intimidating to me, but not as much. I knew if I drew with just fine liner, it would almost certainly turn out wonkier than if I had sketched it in pencil. And then I was like, wait a minute, why does every drawing need to be perfect? Why can't I embrace the flaws? So in this video, I will be drawing in colored fine liner, and even if they turn out bad, I'll still put them out onto the internet because guess what? At the end of the day, it isn't that deep. I gotta stop drawing with my ego, you know? And how will I improve if I don't learn to make some risky decisions and do things differently? So these fine liners come with 7 black ones and 11 colored ones. I was really looking forward to the purple fine liner, but as you can see, purple actually looks kind of black, especially in person. And I was pretty disappointed by that because I really wanted to use a purple fine liner. So that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to buy these. I'm not used to doing swatches because, well, I usually just draw in pencil and I don't really venture out much when it comes to art supplies. So who knows, maybe one day I'll be trying out alcohol markers and swatching them for you. But all I had for art supplies was my iPad and a mechanical pencil. You know, maybe drawing in fine liner every now and then will result in me becoming faster at drawing, because I feel like I'm pretty slow, and that perfectionistic go back and redo everything mentality is probably what's slowing me down. I noticed I can draw a little bit faster when I'm using a fine liner to sketch instead of a pencil because I'm not redoing everything. And the interesting thing about trying to fix your mistakes when you're using a fine liner is that you have to really get creative with how to fix your mistakes. You really have to use your brain a lot more because when you're drawing in pencil or digitally, you're just sitting there thinking, hey, I can make a mistake. I can just undo or erase. It's fine. When you're drawing in pen, I feel like your artist brain is like working extra hard just to make things look good. And flexing that muscle has to be good for something, am I right? If you feel like every drawing that you make has to be perfect, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're not even going to want to draw at all. You're going to think about the process of picking up your pencil and then doing every line so perfectly, erasing, and then drawing and erasing and drawing. And you're going to look at it and still think, how could I have done this better? But no, it doesn't matter if your drawings don't come out perfect. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. Mistakes are how we learn. And when you're drawing in fine liner, it kind of makes you feel free. It makes you feel like, hey, I've got this. If I mess up, it's okay. And if it turns out good, well, that's even better. So I was using these white gel pens that I had gotten to try and fix certain mistakes. It's not like using whiteout. Sometimes it kind of works, sometimes it kind of doesn't. So it's definitely not like whiteout or an eraser, but it can help sometimes to clean up things a little bit here and there. I also noticed that this fine liner pen almost looks like a reddish pink, even though the pen itself looks like it would be like a cool purpley pink. But as you can see, it's more of like a reddish pink. So these colors on the caps clearly are not entirely accurate, but I do like the way this girl came out. Is she perfect? No. But is she adorable? Yes, absolutely. You know, I just feel like drawing in fine liner or in pen, it's like playing on hard mode. So then, if you use pencil again, that's almost like playing on easy mode to you. And it just trains you to be better. And I love improving. I can actually tell that just after doing a few drawing exercises and drawing a few pictures in fine liner, not only is it fun, but I noticed then when I try to do a more like legit drawing in pencil or something, it actually ends up looking better. I recently did this drawing of a bride and it turned out so beautiful. I'm really proud of how it turned out. Maybe I'll post that as a video here too, but we'll see. So the last girl that I drew, the one in pink, she was kind of just born from my imagination. But for this second drawing, I wanted to draw XJ9. I loved the show My Life as a Teenage Robot when I was a kid. If you know, you know. That show was so good, but of course they canceled it. So I wanted to draw Jenny, aka XJ9. So I looked up a reference and I tried to draw her from reference, but I did change up the eyes to be something, you know, a little more cute, a little more my style. And I really like how she turned out. She turned out so adorable. Oh, and I loved the theme song for that show. I could like sing it all day. But yeah, sometimes art can be this thing where it's like, oh yeah, I have to make the most perfect art piece that's going to impress me and everybody that I know and everybody who sees it. It has to be way better than the last one, and I have to spend hours just perfecting every detail. But no, it doesn't have to be that. It can be just, oh, I feel kind of down today. I think I just want to sit down or lay in bed with my sketchbook and some colored fine liners and just doodle away, just whatever comes to mind. And that's a beautiful thing. It's supposed to be something fun and relaxing sometimes. Like, yeah, sometimes it can be a serious skill, but it doesn't always have to be so serious and so high stakes. You know, I really like drawing in blue. I think blue line art is so pretty. It gives like this cool, calm vibe to the drawing, and I just think it's beautiful. Doing colored line art is something I'm a huge fan of. I used to be like kind of anti-colored line art. I used to be like, no, everything has to be in black. But man, colored line art is just so fun. Back when I was a kid and I didn't really know much about art stuff, but I was still drawing, it never crossed my mind to do colored line art. Like, that was a totally foreign concept to me. Just like the concept of art styles. I didn't know about that. I didn't know a lot about art stuff. I just tried to draw what I saw, like on cartoons and stuff. I would sit around drawing like SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents. And oh, I think one time, like the first time that I tried photorealism, I drew Hannah Montana because I was like a big fan back in those days. It's amazing how people change. So anyways, here I was drawing a mermaid. I was really losing my confidence while I was doing this one because I was like, oh, this is turning out so bad. I don't know how to draw characters from the side. But I found little ways to make it better. And sometimes just changing one little detail can make a big difference in a bad drawing. So yeah, I kind of like the way this one turned out, and I kind of don't like it a little bit at the same time. But I'm not used to drawing so many drawings at once. I'm usually like the type of person who spends 3 hours doing one drawing and not like 1 hour doing 3 drawings. But I think this mermaid turned out kind of cute. You know, I like the vibes. I like how like you kind of have to like think fast and just do everything off of your brain. I didn't use a reference for this one. I mean, it's okay to use references for like this type of exercise, but it's also cool to just work from your imagination. It kind of feels like when you're a kid and you're just not being perfectionistic with everything. And I used the brush pen to add like some birds and stuff, and I really like the vibes of this drawing. Did it come out perfect? No, but that's not what matters. What matters is that it's kind of cute and I had fun. And I hope you enjoyed watching me make these drawings too. And I hope if you're one of those people who's super perfectionistic with everything and you never dared to try to draw in fine liners or pens, I would suggest you try it if you're like a beginner. If you're like an advanced artist, I'm sure you've already tried that. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.